everybody, it's Christine. It is day 7 of Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches. It's an exclusive sketch challenge, and this is today's sketch. So, we have Karen Leahy. I think that's how you say that. Karen, I'm sorry if I got it wrong. But she's got a horizontal photo with a couple of little, papers here, title, little banner strips, a little element up here, and then arrows with a stitching. I haven't figured everything out just yet, y'all. Hadn't figured it all out. But, and then also this right here, I'm taking this as mixed media. I guess you could technically use sequins. You could use an emerald dot, something like that. But anyway, I'm going to take it as mixed media. So for the moment, what I figured out, today is my 30-second wedding anniversary. And I really probably should have done a picture of me and my husband. But I'd already picked this out. So it is what it is. So this is my daughter and my husband. They were just at a little daddy-daughter trip. And they had found this really nice, my husband loves waterfalls. He just loves finding waterfalls. My daughter does too, but they love their hiking and their waterfall stuff. So I found this, and I've got this hip kit. It's August 2022. Now, I kind of thought, there's all this green and all that, but I kind of like the water and she's got a little blue. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go with this. I have this little wood grain. That's going to be the background. And then this is going to probably be the strip behind, and then this will be the other little small strip behind there. And I have not figured out yet, banners and this, but there's 2 sides, so I'll figure something out there. There is ephemera here. So I kind of picked this too because it says, they just went here in August, and it says like hello summer and stuff like that. There's a lot of tropical stuff, so this isn't really necessary. It's not really tropical, but I think I can make some of this stuff work because it is summer, so we'll see. And then there's little fabric pieces here that are kind of neat, and I'm thinking I'll use one of these round ones, up here. So, and then the mixed media, this does have green. This doesn't really have a ton of green, but I did pull out this green. So I'm thinking I'll bring in the green this way. And it's Lindy's Stamp Gang's cement green. It actually comes in like a little mermaid collection is what I got it in. But I think this green is pretty. I'm hopeful this works, y'all. I'm just going to make it work. That's all. Just going to make it work. So that's what I'm going to start with. I don't know what I'm going to photo mat yet. I'm probably use the back side of one of these or something. I got to mess with it. And I still haven't figured out on this side where the 2 arrows and the stitching. I don't do stitching. I don't have a sewing machine. So I'll probably either use a rub-on or a stamp or something like that. I just hadn't figured it out yet. So I got to work on that. So let me get started and I'll come back on soon. Talk soon. Hello, everybody. I lied. I decided it's October 7th, darn it. I need to do a layout with a picture of me and my hubby. Now, the biggest challenge is most of my pictures of me and my hubby are selfies. And they normally come as a vertical, right? So I had to dig around, and I did find this really old picture. I have to go back and look now. I think it was 2015, because my daughter it is summer, thankfully, but she was off on a trip or something, so he and I were running around. We did a little staycation, and we went to the zoo that week, and then this is the George Bush Presidential Library. We live in Dallas, and so this isn't a far drive at all, or in the Dallas area, I should say, and so this is maybe 15, 20 minutes from our house, so we did that one day. And honestly, I just thought it was cute because, honestly, his face is cut off. But we look still kind of cute, I think. So this is going to be the picture that we do. And lucky for me, my colors still all work. So, and in fact, this may even be a little better from a palette standpoint since the other one had so much green in it. See, this one has so much green. Now, that being said, I think I'm going to have to change out this. So I'm going to change out I'm going to choose a different color, probably blue. So I'm going to set that aside. And then I went looking, and I do have my little Stampin' Up! Photo corner punch there, so I'll use this for my arrows, and I'm thinking I may just use a pen, y'all. I'll use a pen and I'll just draw my little stitches on. And then I dug into my stash, and this color, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I think this is 100% of a match, but I think it's a good enough color in the sense like it's bright, it's fun, it's kind of it's not the same color as these by any means. I don't want you to think I think that, but it does kind of have the same, like this little coral. It's just brighter and shinier, obviously. So I think it's going to look kind of cute. I think I'm going to do 32. I do not know yet if I'm going to spell years out underneath that. We'll have to see. But I needed to check in because I did change my mind on my photo. So, all right, let me get started. We'll talk soon. All right, gang. So what I have done is I've gone ahead and cut all my little pieces here, right? So I've got this blue piece that I'm going to ink the edge of. Now, y'all are going to see me in a minute. I actually will end up having to resize that because it's a little too long. But for the moment, that's what I got. I am inking the edges of all my papers here. I did use that Distress Oxide Vintage Photo. I kind of like this one for the edging of my papers on the softer palettes. I do have the Distress ink in the Vintage Photo, but it's a little more saturated, so I'll stick with this little Distress Oxide on this one. But if I don't do something, the Hip Kit, the pastels are just so soft, I often feel like they're bleeding into each other if I don't do something to separate them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on those, and then I've gone ahead and matted my photo, and I think that looks so cute. So I did go ahead and cut this little floral there. I believe I got that orange like plaid looking thing that the 32 is on, and I'm going to end up making my fishtail banners. Believe I got that out of the June 2022. When I was looking through my August, most of it that I have, I shouldn't say have left. I mean, I have used a little bit, but most of it is a little too soft, and I needed something a little more dark, as per the sketch anyway, too, for the title section. And then my little banners, they need to do something a little darker color too. So I went ahead and got into my June 2022. But their colors are so complementary. You can use a lot of their kits. You can like cross them over because they're so pretty, and the palettes are usually real similar, so you can use them across each other. I did decide to go ahead and ink the edge as well of this little wood grain because it was a little bit, it needed to be enclosed, you know what I mean? So I'm going to do that, and I haven't glued down my little photo assembly yet because I have to do my mixed media. And so I'm just checking to see where's this going to go. This is where I kind of realize that it's too long. The blue is too long, and you can see I'm kind of looking at that going, okay, I'm going to have to trim that back. And thank goodness I didn't go all the way to the edge with that. I'm looking at it. I'm going, no, Christine, that's going to have to come because with the fishtail banners, it's just too long. So here's where all I've done is I've just cut it, and now I'm going to glue it a little shorter. So it wasn't a big deal at all. It was easy to fix, but it was a little too long. So here's where I'm going to assemble my little fishtail banners. And I'm just going to fold these over, and I'll just snip them. I'm not even like measuring on them or anything like that because they're all a little bit random. I cut them the same length, but they're all different widths really. I didn't even measure. They just look kind of right to me. So in the sketch, there was basically 5 little fishtail banners, 3 coming out the bottom there and 2 coming out the little circle at the top. So I'm just going to get those assembled. I will go ahead and ink the edges of those as well. So this picture, like I said, this is my hubby and I on a little staycation. Obviously, this isn't from our 32-year wedding time or anniversary or whatever, because I'm actually recording this a little early, so we haven't actually had it. So in a sense, I'm kind of being a little bit faithful that we'll make it another 3 weeks because our anniversary is in October. But anyways, we've had a good life together. You know, it's been ups and downs and all the things if you've been married any length of time, which it's funny because I look on my YouTube, like my little analytics and stuff, and I can see most of you folks are about my age. So I'm kind of assuming that most of y'all have either been married for a while or maybe not. I shouldn't assume anything, I suppose, anymore. But we've had our ups and downs and all that, but we're trucking along here. You know, we have our little arguments and things like that, but generally speaking, we get along pretty good. I have to keep him entertained most days because he's very type A personality with tons of energy. So if I don't give him tasks to do, so usually the honeydews are just crap I make up. I'm not even going to tell you they always have to be done. I'm just like, hey, babe, can you go do blah, blah, blah? And he'll, oh, yeah, okay, you know, and he just stays busy. So, and then for like vacations and stuff, we have to have itineraries. There has to be an excursion every day. So this particular picture here was taken. My daughter was, like I said, out of town. We decided to do a little staycation. Well, staycations for us are not relaxation. They are not sit around the house. They are not, you know, watch TV kind of stuff. It is what are we going to do today? What are we going to do today? So this was our what are we going to do today? It was this museum. And I thought we looked kind of cute. Anyway, I'm kind of searching through. So I found this little circle here that says memories with you. And then I'm looking to see, is there anything else I want to use? And I do end up finding this, here we are together having fun. It's a little fabric. Those are made out of fabric. They're kind of neat. I keep thinking on the back, there's like a little like real slick backing to them. And I keep thinking it's going to be adhesive, but I don't guess it is. I never have figured out how to get it off. So I guess it's not an adhesive. So I usually just stick my glue or my foam or whatever right to it. So here's where I'm making my pencil marks. I'm going to use this blue Lindy stamp game to make my mixed media. Now I do mess up just a little bit, y'all, because I forget to move my little arrows. Oh, I forgot to mention that. I punched out my little arrows over there with my Stampin' Up! Off camera. So apologies for not showing you that, but it's not a big deal, right? You just take your paper and punch your paper there. But what I did is I messed up and left them laying there while I sprinkled this stuff, so I got a little bit of blue on one of them. It's okay, though, because I will take a pen and make my line, but I was kind of annoyed with myself. I was like, Christine, why didn't you think about that? But oh well. So first I go through with my little brush and I kind of make their little fine dots. I do end up coming back in and kind of drop them like that. See, I'm kind of coming down on them. I want a little bit bigger droplets because on the sketch it showed like different size droplets, and I kind of wanted some big ones. So I did just kind of take my brush, and y'all, I almost knocked that over. Y'all can't tell because it's a little off camera, but I had a little cup over there and I was keeping my brush in it. That was almost a hot mess, y'all. Here's where I'm going. Okay, I got that blue ink on there. Do I want to flip it to the other side? But I decided, no, I really want to still use that side, so I'll make it work. All right, so I have actually used my napkin to kind of dry the big splotches up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing stuff down. This layout came together pretty quick, if I'm honest. I thought it was, I say that, it did come together pretty quick, but then at the same time, I kind of debated because I kept thinking, do I need to add something? Do I need to add something? I kind of felt like I wanted to, but I don't know. I felt like it would mess up the sketch too, or mess up the design if I started adding a bunch of stuff. I even will pull out some ephemera in a minute and lay it there and look at it and think about it and decide, no, I'm not going to. It stays kind of simple, which in some cases, I guess that's okay because it makes it go faster. Sometimes I worry that my videos are a little too short, but on the other hand, y'all only get through about 7 or 8 minutes of them, so maybe I talk too much too. Who knows? Okay, so here's where I'm going to put my little arrows down. I do ink the edges of this. I can't find my little small adhesive. I got to find it. It's a little Tombow, and I ended up having to use my ATG gun, which was a little tricky because these are not quite that thick. So I'll have to pull that out. See, this is where I'm looking for my little smaller adhesive, and I can't find it. So I finally go, well, that's all right. I'll just use my ATG. And it's a little thicker, so I do struggle for just a second. You see how I get all over the place? Look at that. It's okay. So I'm going to glue these two down, and then I'm going to take my pen. I did run over. You can see it up there by the little cutter, and between the cutter and my little light board here. It's this blue kind of shiny. It's got a shimmer in it. And I thought that went pretty good because of my little Lindy Stamp Gang has shimmer in it. So I'm going to be using that with a little T-square. You'll see me flip this in just a second. I'm going to pull my T-square out. And I don't do, in the sketch, it looks almost like, y'all, I'm not a sewing person, so I don't know the name of this stitch, but it's like a up and down kind of zigzaggy looking thing. And I don't do that. I'm just going to draw me a straight little line with, gaps in it. So it looks like a little straight stitch, I guess. And I figure that's okay. So I'm going to use my little pen to do that. And that looks pretty good. At this point, though, I have actually forgotten to put down my little thing that says, here we are together having fun. And thankfully, I see it. And I go, oh, I'll see that in just a second. But first, I'm going to spell out years. I decide I've got these little letters here, and I see that I do have enough of the light blue letters. I'm looking to see, do I have enough of the light blue to spell out years? And I do. So I go ahead and pull that out. I'm going to have to put the word years here. And I will reorganize them just a little bit. The spacing's off just a tad, so I'll have to move it around, but it's okay. And I've got my little A there. I was really pleased that I did have the light blue all the way around, so that was good. And then, yeah, here's where I'm going to reorganize my letters here. Saturn is sitting right on this layout. I'm trying to look at it, and she has sat on it, and there's hair all over it, and she's slobbered on it. So that's just awesome. Oh, well. All right, so I've got 32 years, and then here's where I realize I forgot my little the little square at the bottom, which is where my journaling kind of is. So I'm going to take some foam, and I will lift it up on foam. I kind of like that. I think it looks cool because I did put the foam beneath the Memories with You circle up there too. So I've got foam under those two pieces, but that's really it. The little fishtail banners, because I folded them, I gave them a little bit of dimension just by doing that natural fold. Here is where I'm going through the ephemera, and I'm thinking, okay, I'll put something else on here. I pull out a little rainbow in a second. I think, well, maybe I can use that. And I'll pull something else out, and I kind of set it there. And I even kind of set it next to the 32, thinking, well, that might look kind of cute. And I set it, and I'm looking at it going, well, I don't know. These look cute, but by the same token, it throws the sketch, it throws it off balance. So then I go, nope, you're just not going to use any of it. So I set it all away, and that's all I'm going to do. So here's the slow down, everybody. Look at that. That's so pretty, that shimmer on the paint. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you check out the playlist because there's going to be 100 people playing, or if not more. I don't even know anymore. There's so many. It's such a big challenge anymore. Christy does such a good job. But here we go. Take a look at these close-ups. And, oh, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my Instagram at Scrapping Harden. All right, we'll talk soon. Bye.